It's just you and the circle now, but it does pulsate regularly. The lights increase and decrease.
Try and release the prisoners here.
Okay.
Untie them or whatever.
Yes, they're simply bound with rope, hempen rope, and so you can easily cut them free.
And I'm asking them what's going on here. What is this all about?
Both of the men are wide-eyed in terror and panic. As soon as you cut them free, they shriek and run away. They shriek something like, "It approaches."
Where's my attack of opportunity?
Now, if you want to attack them, you can. But
No.
So does Melil know anything about this? How to stop? Or did you just know?
Melil, go ahead and try again. So that you had that little a bad roll. Try the same thing again, where you were going to hack down the another short sword attack to hack down the pike.
Okay.
Stealing her resolve against whatever the magic here is, Melil chops at the pike, and it does sever, and that body on that side slumps over and to the ground. You guys hear a shriek, but it's in your head. You don't actually hear it in your ears, and none of the corpses seem to be shrieking. The lights of the circle immediately go dim. All of the bodies stop writhing, and they kind of go limp. But then you see them slowly start to wiggle again.
Can I check if they are alive or maybe undead?
Yes. Roll a... What kind of check?
Medicine?
Medicine will work, yeah. They are now dead. You can tell that each body is not breathing or respiring, but they are still moving, so you would assume, like you correctly assumed, undead.
Okay. So
That's unfortunate.
these are abominations. I use turn undead.
And Holrig, if you could, what does that look like when you turn undead?
Well, I show the shield with the thunder symbol, and I just say, "Go the fuck away from here."
Okay, and I've got each of the zombies, by the way. Let's take a look at our new cast of characters. There's one. Here's another. The south one, not much left of him, unfortunately. And a repeat on the west. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty obvious just to look at them. Whatever foul magics were happening here have ended by doing a reversal of polarities of life and death on these poor souls. Rowan, go ahead. A good slash on that one. You guys can see that as the zombies die, the muscles in their bodies just go completely lax, allowing the pikes to impale them all the way to where their feet actually touch the ground, and they begin walking, dragging the pikes along with them, still being impaled. Except for, of course, the two that have been turned. This one, the one you guys are waiting for, turns to run away. Rowan and Holrig both get opportunity attacks. A good chop for 10 damage. Hey,
Nice.
that was... Yeah, Lathander...
Someone agreed.
Yeah, right? Lathander has spoken on that one. You see a golden light erupt from the Warhammer as it connects with the head of that zombie, splattering brains and skull in all directions. This one also will begin shambling away. Go ahead, Holrig.
Okay, go away, you abomination. And then put myself here and try another melee attack on this one.
Man, you are crit happy today.
What? Someone paid roll 20 again.
Or the dice are telling the story. Lathander is here. He's among us, laying rest to the dead. That one is not scared of you, Holrig. It turns. It kind of struggles to turn because the pike is like stuck on the ground as it's twisting towards you, but it still tries to reach out and get a hold of you, and it cannot do so. It like grabs your shield and you're able to shove it back away. Maylil, go ahead.
I move here, hit it with the short sword.
Yeah. Oh, wow. More critical hits. Man, okay. So Maylil very easily and seemingly without trying just passes her sword right through the shoulder, right above the shoulder, through the neck, chops its head clean off. There's one hit, and then roll it again. 2 hits. That one dies as well. So Maylil chops the head off of the one, does a cartwheel forward, and then unleashes a flurry of punches and kicks to the remaining one, splattering bits and pieces of it everywhere. It does not get back up. Yeah, you guys could just freely. I mean, it's turned, so as long as Holrig's nearby, it's just gonna cower in a corner while you guys pummel it to death. So before we resolve the rest of the issue here, what happens? You guys notice through the trees. I'm gonna ping you. You guys see through the trees that these orcs are undoing the lines from the boat, climbing on board, and the boat begins to move on down the river. All right. You guys will not be able to do anything in time. They have gotten away. So you are here. What else do you guys want to do with this scene? There are no threats right now, so you can move freely.
I'm gonna shout to Rancid and Almos to calm down and stay with us. We are no threat to them.
Roll persuasion. You can see they're both kind of hiding in the bushes over there. Almas actually, he stopped at the old lady, fell to his knees and is sobbing uncontrollably. Rancid comes back out. He's he's got his arms crossed over his chest. He looks terrified. His eyes are wide. He's giving the orcs a wide berth, but then he sees that his house is still on fire. And just instinct kicks in. He says, "Fire, fire!" and starts running towards the stream back here.
I don't know if I have a bucket around here, but I try and help him to extinguish the fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in a panic. He looks around, runs up to here, goes in the house for just a moment, and then pops back out with a bucket.
Then I check this house. Maybe there's another bucket where the other bucket came from.
Yes, there is another wooden bucket in there. Holrig, by the way, while you were checking those orcs, you see a symbol on each of them, a tattoo or a painting on their armor of a black circle surrounded by a purple circle.
Oh no. No. That's evil.
You can roll religion to see what you know about that. Yes, that is the symbol of Shar. The fire does slowly get smaller and the smoke starts to subside.
Yeah. And
As Rowan
I know
buckets.
she is the most evil enemy of the thunder, so I know her well.
Yeah, Maylil also knows quite a lot about Shar. She is the mistress of darkness. She is a very evil deity, mostly concerned with the Underdark or underground things. She knows anything that happens in darkness, while there is no light, that's her realm. So, whatever reason she had for being here with this portal, as Maylil pointed out, can't be good news. And Rowan, with the last splash, you finally put the fire out. Smoke still rises from the embers.
So I'll go to the edge of the forest to check that purple.
Oh, the smaller female one? Is that the one you mean?
Yeah.
She
The
got
one
away
that
on the
was
boat.
Shen. Oh, okay.
I'm stepping forward to Rancid and ask him again. Can you tell me what happened here? What these guys wanted? What this strange ritual was?
So Rancid looks like putting the fire out. He wipes a hand over his brow. He's been sweating, leaving black ashy streaks, just like his picture shows, kind of, to some extent. And that's the look he has, just looking over all the carnage. He lets out a sigh, He looks just completely deflated, and he says, "I don't know what's going on here. Just a farmhand. We were out before dawn, like always, tending the fields, and we heard a horn. We saw the orcs coming, and his eyes well up, his chin starts to quiver, and he can't go on. He says they fell upon us, hacking, hewing.
And burning, just like they did to my poor village and the monastery too, and my hermitage, those filthy bastards. We have to punish those sinners, those blasphemers. And by the way, Rowan, I saw a symbol of Shah tattooed on one of them. Do you know something about Shah?
Or Rowan asks, what is Shah? You seem to know something about Shah, since you
Yes.
recognize the symbol.
Yeah, she's the mistress of darkness and night. She's the evil twin of Selune, the goddess of the moon, by the way, and she's evil, to put it simply. And while Lathander is the god of light, she's the goddess of darkness. So you may understand, we are not in good terms. And it seems they
Ro
like
Ro
burning down things.
Rowan just laughs, looking around and says, looks like we are in good terms.
Well, now we are, since they're dead. But one of them, the stealthy one, managed to run away from us, and who knows what kind of evil mischief is she planning? Who knows?
Holrig, you can note that the way that they were headed on the boat is upstream back towards the vast swamp. I'll point that out again
So,
when we get out to the main map.
yeah, so what shall we do? I do not care about the gold, but I I would rather
But I
chase
do.
after them.
I agree. We should stop this from happening again.
So Ransend wipes his hands on his pants, steps forward towards where all the bodies are hacked up, and says, he's kind of muttering to himself that got to make things right. Got to do what's right by my family. And you see he's going to get a shovel to bury them. And you guys, of course, can pick through the orc corpses. There were 4 corpses. Among all added up together on all 4 of them, you've come up with 30 silver pieces, which is 10 silver pieces each, which is, 1 gold piece each. So Ranson spends the rest of his day digging a mass grave for his family. He eventually gets Almas to come down and help, and they end up burying his mother as well. Here she is, Yolantha is her name.
Yeah, I join them and do some chanting and rituals while they bury their beloved ones.
Yes, you know that with your blessing over this scene of death and horror, that at least the dead will lay restfully now. There's no chance of them rising again. Lathander is here and will keep them.
Okay.
You've changed an unhallowed situation into a hallowed one.